By the end of this video, I want to do something that I've never been able to do before. I want to run 1 full mile in 6 minutes or less. It's not the fastest time in the world, but ever since my mile test in elementary and middle school, I've never even been able to break 8 minutes. And why do I care about this number so suddenly? I've spent the last year or so in a bit of a rut. Every day my life looked like this. Then this. I'd become directionless, complacent, jaded. I wasn't making any progress in life. It felt like I was in a hole that I just couldn't dig myself out of, and it was all coming to a breaking point. I've never been the strongest runner. Like a lot of people out there, I've always hated cardio. I always wear out way more quickly than I would like to, and up to this point, I've always told myself that that's just how it is. But not anymore. I decided it was time for a change. And if I can change that, if I can do just one thing that I've never been able to do before, maybe everything else wouldn't look so hard either. So for the next month of my life, I'm dedicating myself to this one simple task of running 1 mile in 6 minutes. I do have a side quest for myself too. I want to grow out a mustache. I've actually kind of already started, if you couldn't tell. I've never grown out my facial hair before. I've always wanted to, but a week or two in, it always gets to that length where it just looks kind of awkward, so I just end up shaving it off. But not this time. I don't care how weird it starts looking, this mustache is staying on my face until I achieve my goal. Speaking of which, I'm not tackling this project alone. In order to help hold myself accountable, I actually have a friend doing this with me. Real quick, can you just say, "Hi, I'm Chris"?
Okay, hold on. I'm nervous. Hi, I'm Chris.
That was good. That was really good. Thank you.
Let's go.
This is my friend and fellow content creator, Chris Kellogg, and he offered to do this challenge with me, even all the way from the other side of the country.
Like the mustache?
That is actually a very nice mustache.
Trying something new this year.
That's wild. I was somewhat taken aback when Chris brought up his mustache at this moment. Made me wonder if he already knew I was trying to grow out mine.
It's what?
Nothing.
Is that a mustache?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it. You have access to the Google Doc, right? Oh, hey, there you are. You see this very official documentation. You can tell it's official because it's in Times New Roman. Okay.
I thought it fit the vibe more.
The goal is to run 1 mile in 6 minutes or less. Rule 1, we have 35 days to achieve the mile time. Rule 2, you can run the mile in any location as long as you physically travel 1 mile. You can't run it on a treadmill.
Interesting.
Rule 3, there are no restrictions on clothing, gear, training, or anything else.
That's open-ended.
Are there any restrictions popping into your head right now that we should disqualify before?
You must wear clothes.
Look, if you want to be naked, that's up to you.
The only thing I can think of, those like shoes that are supposed to increase here.
If you can afford it, I won't stop you.
Honestly, like, go for it.
Rule 4, if we fail to provide photo or video evidence of the achieved goal within the 35 days, then we must donate $100 to the charity of the other's choice. So I let my mom pick out for me. She chose Compassion International. They aim to fight child poverty across the world.
It's called the S Club in Rockford. It's like a youth empowerment club. Kids meet every week or two and focus on creative things and talk about the community and just set them in a positive direction.
Chris,
okay.
I need you to sign this very official document by typing your name in. Let's make this official.
Let me draw it in real quick.
Wait, how'd you do that? Let me do that.
Insert, drawing, new. You have to click that little line thing. It looks like it says Donald Trump. I'm not gonna lie.
Day 1. Very excited. It is very hot out. Look at this. Hold on. I don't know if you can even see that. I'm just gonna try to do 1 quick mile, get kind of a baseline control, if you will, what my time looks like, and you know what I'll have to be cutting over the next month. Let's do this. Just a little over 7:40. You know, I don't necessarily even mind recording myself shirtless. I don't mind going out in public and running shirtless, but for whatever reason, the combination of the two, running while recording myself while shirtless in public, that's a bit too far for me. This is a little embarrassing. So I've got a little over 1:40 to cut out my time over the next month. It sounds like a lot right now, and you know, I'm not gonna pretend like I wasn't trying too hard or anything on that. I am wiped right now. So yeah, worked hard. I'm gonna do a few more laps. I mean, overall, I'm feeling pretty optimistic about this. It's just day one. We've got 34 more days ahead of us. Day one actually went a lot better than I expected, but if I wanted to improve, it was clear that I was going to need some help. Hey, Dart, how you doing?
Dude, doing well.
Dude, looking good.
Oh, well, thank you. I need a haircut.
This is my friend D'Artagnan, and he is by far the fastest guy I know. If anyone can train me to run fast, it's him. You would say you're pretty fast, right?
I can get around the track.
You can get around the track?
My fastest mile, I believe, is like a 4:09.
Me and Chris now agreed that by the end of July, we both want to get our mile times down to 6 minutes or less. And if we don't succeed, we have to donate $100 to a charity of the other's choice.
Really? Okay.
I guess my first question is, because I'm not a runner, I have no like point of reference. Is that a reasonable goal for someone who's just introducing themselves to running?
Yeah.
Very doable.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, I was so worried that I picked like this unachievable number. Just off the top of your head, do you have any tips for how to be fast? Like if you had to take on an apprentice and cut their mile time by like a minute, what would be the first things you would teach them?
The best thing is literally just get on your feet, get some bulk under your legs. In the same way, like if you want to build a really, really tall tower, you got to have a really, really solid foundation. I think some people just want to be like, oh, I'm going to do this sprint workout, or I'm going to go do some 200 meter repeats, or I'm going to do some sprint stuff. And it's like, speed is good. Speed is great. But if you don't like have meat or bulk or just some miles under your legs, like you're not going to, you know, just run every day. If you can run every day, it'll start to add up. Like if I can do 1 mile, now it's like, okay, maybe I can run around 8 flat, but let me try to run 8 flat for like 2.5, 3 miles. Kind of build that bulk. And then when you get to a point where you're like, oh man, I'm chopping 3 miles easy. All right, add 1, see what happens. For you to push through your 1 mile race, you want to have an experience of, okay, well, I'm able to push through 5 miles. It makes the race seem so much shorter. And then I was just thinking a good pair of shoes, that'll be good. Go to like a running shoe store, try stuff on, what's comfortable, what's not. A good pair of shoes will also keep you nice and healthy too.
Mustache check. It's been exactly 1 day. There's not going to be a difference. Good morning. Another beautiful day. Bit cloudier. I woke up this morning, brushed my teeth, did some stretches, and got some editing done. Or at least I was going to get some editing done, but I just ended up losing my tragus stud in my high pile carpet. So that was awesome. I think my plan for today is I want to run 2 miles in a row without stopping. I'm not going to focus so much on time today as, just getting those miles in. So today we're aiming for 2, and then tomorrow we'll hopefully be able to do 3. Eventually I want to be doing 5 in a row on a regular basis. That's the goal anyway. I might be moving a bit quick there, but that's the hope. Oh, hold on. Let me turn this way. Oh, I might be the sweatiest guy alive right now. We did 2.5 miles without stopping. 8.5 minutes per mile. That's pretty good. A lot better than I expected. It was weird because at like the 1.5 mile mark, my legs just felt like they were gonna give. It didn't matter how much willpower I had. It felt like my muscles were just gonna stop on their own. But I just kept plugging on. Once we hit 2 miles, I figured, you know what? I feel like I still have some in me. Let's do at least another 1/4 mile. And then we hit a 1/4 mile. I'm like, okay, 1 more quarter. Let's make tomorrow easier. And then we hit 2.5 miles and my arms started to tingle. So I figured that was a good place to stop. Oh my God, look how shiny I am right now. That's insane. I'm wearing a hat now. I started wearing hats just now. Welcome to my garage attachment that I have converted into an at-home gym. Let me give you the grand tour. This is the power rack. I bought it off of some guy on Facebook Marketplace. Over here is a little dumbbell rack. This is where I put my dumbbells. Don't ask why we have this scooter here. TV with a sound system, and we've got a disc copy of The Boyfriends, the ultimate OPM collection. It's shoulder day, so we're gonna do a quick shoulder workout. I don't do anything too crazy in here, just enough to keep the muscles moving. And then after we're done with the shoulder stuff, I think we'll throw in some leg workouts, because of course. You know what we're doing today. We're going for 3 miles in a row without stopping, and if I can't, then that'll be really sad, and I will probably still have to do it in the future. I don't have a big intro for this. Let's just get to it. No way. No way. We didn't just hit 3 miles. We blew past it and hit my total mile goal of this entire challenge of 5 miles. No stop. I apologize if you can hear the car noise in here. This is actually my second time recording this segment because the first time I set my phone up and it got too hot, so it just shut down. I just turned on my car and the AC. We're gonna have to leave this on so that I can actually get the footage this time. Anyway, okay, phone died again. This is officially attempt number 3. Oh my God. I switched over to my actual camera. This might actually look a lot better. So not only did we hit the goal for today of 3 miles without stopping, but we blew absolutely past it all the way to what I was hoping my total goal for the series would be, of 5 miles without stopping. That was what I wanted to be able to do on a regular basis. And it was strange because I was running along and I just wasn't getting tired. And before you know it, the first mile was done and the second mile was looking pretty easy. And then we hit 2 miles. And you know, at that point, I'm a little exhausted, right? But I knew 3 miles was in the bag. 3 miles in, and I'm at the same level of exhaustion as I was just a couple days ago after completing 1 mile. So at that point, I just think to myself, okay, let's make tomorrow easier and try to go to 4 miles. So I pushed myself to 4 miles, and I'll admit, at this point, I'm exhausted. I want to stop, but I just have that little feeling that I can do 5. By that 5th mile, I was literally running at my walking pace. So at that point, I just figured, okay, good point to stop. We achieved way beyond what I anticipated. So yeah, just super proud of myself today. And for this video, I thought it would be fun if I tried to motivate myself to achieve that 5 mile mark by saying if I achieve that goal, I can go buy myself a new pair of shoes. I didn't think we would get here this fast. I thought it was gonna be more of a build up, more suspenseful, like, oh, is he gonna be able to do it? But then I of course do it. I celebrate with a new pair of shoes and then training gets serious. Like a big Aang conquers all 4 elements moment. Now it's time to go fight the Fire Lord or something like that. But even though it's not the same build up that I was planning for this video, I'm still so happy with how today went. I'm still so proud of myself for accomplishing what we were able to do today. I think on the way home, we're gonna go get myself that new pair of shoes. I decided to unbox these today since I knew I wouldn't have time for another run yesterday. Instead, I went to Olive Garden for a birthday. I got a shrimp scampi and this fun drink. It was delicious, even if it was detrimental to my current goal. I am so excited to bust these out. They fit just about perfect. They are so much roomier than my other pair of shoes. And the roll-off on the toes is such a different experience. Even just walking around, these shoes make me want to go faster. Very cushy, very comfortable. Very happy with this purchase. I will say, it felt a bit strange spending $150 on a brand new pair of shoes for a challenge where the punishment was to lose $100. For charity, of course. We're losing $100 to charity. So it's not just like $100 to the void, but still, my investment into this is already greater than what the punishment was supposed to be. Now the way I look at it is, I ultimately want this to be a lifelong habit. Anytime you set a goal, working towards that goal and achieving that goal is great and all, but there's always after. You've achieved this thing, but is that just it? Is that the end? And I don't want a 6-minute mile to be the end for me. If anything, I want that to just be the beginning of a lifelong habit. I mean, just starting this challenge, I feel better physically than I have in a long time. And I want to keep that. I probably won't be training as hard as I am now, but I at least want to make running a regular part of my exercise routine. And these shoes, I mean, I still have to put them to the test, but they just seem like they're going to be a lot of fun to run in. This isn't just an investment in the challenge. This is an investment in life. I don't know, does that sound weird? Sound corny? Even if it does, I don't really care. I really just want to put these shoes to the test. Let's go run another 5 miles. Or at least that's what I was going to do until I got a text from the one and only. Hold on, I still don't have a profile picture for him. That's better. Chris texted me, just finished trial run, and I responded with, big dub. Do you want to share your time or is it a secret? And then he said, do you want to know? And that's when I said, pretending to ponder it, but I actually really wanted to know. So then I said, hit me. Chris ran a mile time of 6 minutes and 27 seconds, which after my calculations is only 27 seconds away from our goal time of 6 minutes. And at the same time, it is over a full minute faster than my mile time. Now, Chris could just be saying this to throw me for a loop, catch me off guard, get into my head. But what Chris doesn't know is that he has gotten into an agreement with an insane man with a severe aversion to losing, even when something isn't really supposed to be a competition. This just adds fuel to my fire. And I can't think of a better way to break in the new shoes than by absolutely destroying Chris's mile time. Not that this is a competition, because we just share a common goal, but that's all we have in common, because Chris, Sorry, I started to sound a little mean. Got a little too into it there. Chris, I am now going to beat your time. Respectfully, of course, in the name of our good health. In the back seat this time. Let's start with the positives. I ran my fastest mile yet. I actually ran 2 miles because the first one I forgot to stop and to take a picture of it. So that was the second mile time that you saw. The first one, I actually ran a 6:54. I'm so bad because I didn't document it. And you know, the rules of the challenge aren't run a mile and take my word for the time. It's send photo, video evidence. Maybe it's somewhere on my records on my phone or something, but I mean, it doesn't matter because it's not like I made goal time anyway. Even so, the second time that you saw is the fastest on record. I did cut my mile time by over 30 seconds, so that's something to be proud of. And on top of all that, the shoes are incredible. They're so much fun to run in, and my feet don't hurt afterwards. This is a brand new feeling. I love it. There are a lot of positives to look at today, but in the end, I did not beat Chris's time after talking a lot of game. I was pretty optimistic that I would at least come close, but still more behind than I would have liked. Chris, you ran a good mile. I'm not going to diminish that in any way. I'll catch up. Just not there yet. Oh my God, there's a bunch of deer. Hold on. Look at that little deer family. That's so cool. Ms. Deer, will you please train me in the ways of running? Goodbye. Sorry, a little interruption there. GG, Chris. I'm still coming for you. Just you wait. Actually, don't wait. You keep running, and I'll catch up. day's not done yet, so neither am I. We're gonna try to beat Chris's time again. I don't necessarily think that I can, but I do think I can do better than last time. We're just gonna try again and see what we can do. By the way, I 100% started wearing this hat because I saw how frizzy my hair was in the footage. Summertime just is not a good time for my hair. We ran a 6:46 mile, fastest time yet, even faster than the first mile I ran earlier where I didn't get it on record. Still didn't quite beat Chris's time. GG, it is what it is. I'm just proud that we were able to cut our mile time down by almost an entire minute at this point, and we're not even a full week in. Overall, just a good competition day between me and Chris. He doesn't even know it was a competition day between us. I'm gonna shoot him a text after. Tomorrow we're gonna get back into just trying to run as many miles as possible. No worrying about time or anything. I don't really know how to end this conversation, so we're just gonna do a cool transition here. Is this cool? Are you engaged? Sorry, really shaky. Just hit mile 2. Not going at a super fast pace. Yesterday I took it extra easy. Took an off day. I was getting really bad shin splints. Rest of my body was pretty okay, but my shins were just hurting more and more after each run. I really just needed to take that rest day. Last thing I need at this point is to just put myself completely out of commission. Still aren't at 100%. They still hurt a little bit. At least it's at like a 90 instead of like a 50. Hopefully gonna go past 5 miles, but we'll see where we're at the end. Hey, check it out. Not too shabby. It's wild that a week ago I couldn't even run 1 mile without wanting to die at the end. We just did 6.5 miles for an hour straight. Day 9, me and Izzy decided to go up to Chicago to see some friends. We of course went to the beach because I love the beach so much. Look at this cool shot I got of the wave. Oh, look at that, already day 10. Definitely didn't forget to get footage the other day. We stayed the night, and in the morning we walked over to this coffee shop. I got this nice matcha. It was very tasty. I made a little bird friend under the table. Bird up. We continued our walk over by the harbor. I saw my first real life blimp. That was pretty awesome. And I went for a run, of course. Absolutely killed it. Fastest one yet. Look at that. Chris, I'm coming for you. Ooh, look at that, another fun drink. We went to this hot dog restaurant. The decor inside was really, really cool. I got this hot dog called the Obama. Look at that thing. It's absolutely insane. How are you supposed to eat something like that? That's crazy. Crazy good, that is. And that was the end of our Chicago side quest. Got a good run in, had a good time with friends. Everyone say bye, Chicago. Day 11, I finally decided to do my first weigh-in for this challenge. This is actually the most I've ever weighed ever. And I'm sure you noticed, I got these fun new running socks. They might be the most orange I've ever seen in my life. Quick mustache check with the DSLR. All right, that's a bit close. Let's back it up, freak. Got a good stretch in, went for a run, as usual. Made some good distance, some good time, but it started raining, so decided to call it quits a bit sooner than I would have liked.
All right, speedsters, you know today is serious, because I have my serious sunglasses on. It's day number, I don't even know anymore. Not gonna lie, I lost track a long time ago. All I know is that today is speed day. There's a lot of people around today. I'm kind of uncomfortable doing this voice. I don't know why I'm doing this. I thought it would be funny. I'm gonna keep doing it. It's been about a week since I challenged Chris's time of 6:27. I did not get 6:27, but today I intend to break it for good. Not just break it, absolutely wipe it. Now yesterday, I didn't even know if I was gonna run today because my shins felt insane, like this voice right now. I probably look like an insane person talking like this to a camera, but today I feel amazing. My shins feel fine. There's a car pulling up. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm feeling confident. We can make the time and maybe even clear 6 minutes. I don't know. All right, let's run this. Okay, now we run it. Holy moly. You ready for this time? 6:13. I might be the sweatiest guy on the planet right now. Not quite the 6 minutes we were going for, but I mean, we still got the rest of the month. We are so close already. I did not think we would be making progress this fast. Guess I can finally say, take that, crit.
Just wrapping up a quick workout. After this, we're gonna head out on my long run for the week. Last time I was able to do 6.5 miles. This time I'm gonna gun for 8. You may have noticed we skipped ahead a couple of days. I ended up taking a couple of off days. My shins were really getting to me, and my left ankle specifically was starting to feel a bit funky. I'd just rather be safe than like full on put myself out of commission. No need to be doing that when we're this close to accomplishing our goal. I pretty much just got caught up on chores and household tasks that I'd been putting off. I also watched this anime movie, which might have been the cutest thing I've ever seen. What's that? I'm not crying, you're crying. But we are back at it today. Hopefully the old shins can keep up. I had to start using baby powder on my armpits because they keep chafing. Bro, I was driving to go on my run for today, and my car made a little hiccup in the middle of the road and sounded funny and like started rumbling all crazy. So I managed to make it into a parking lot, but now it won't start up. This is awesome. I don't even know if I should be doing this, but just to show you guys. Wasn't on my bingo card for today. Good morning. I just woke up. My car is still in the shop. It's going to be at the shop for at least another full day, perhaps even a couple more days. And I'm going to be completely frank with you. I am not expecting good news. My car is a big old hunk of junk. I don't know if you noticed, but it didn't even have a door handle when I gave it to the towing guy. I handed him my keys so that he could get into my car, and then he saw the lack of a handle. He was very nice though. He told me he's seen worse. Like, apparently people are out here starting their cars with USB cables. I don't know how that would even work, but point is that my car doesn't have a handle, and that is the least of its issues. I'm expecting horrific news when my mechanic does eventually get back to me, and so at this point I just had to anticipate the worst case scenario, which is the likely scenario that I just will not have a car. So what we need to discuss is a plan to get where I need to go during this time, namely my job, and to be able to keep up with my run so that I can achieve my goal of having a 6-minute mile by the end of the 35 days. This is a tricky spot for anyone, but I think I have a solution. I'm gonna run to work every morning. My work is a little over 3.5 miles away, which just so happens to be the perfect distance for an easy run for me at this point. So that's what I'm gonna do until I either figure out what to do with my current car or get a different car, which is also tough because I have $100 in my bank account right now, and that is currently set aside for charity in the event that I do not achieve my goal. And that is not gonna change. I am not dipping into that fund. Now, I don't have to work today, but I figure it's a nice enough morning right now. Why not try out the run, get a feel for it? Let's go get ready.
I didn't record this interaction, but as I was waiting at an intersection to cross, this lady in a Jeep pulled up next to me. A lovely lady. She cheered me on, told me she's proud, told me to keep going. She did preface all of that with, you got it, girl. I didn't even bother to correct her. I just looked at her. She got the memo. But that was very sweet. Shout out to whatever lady in a Jeep I talked to. Not my best work, but I think not too shabby for what it was.
Now it's time to go back. That was by far the hardest run I have done in a while. You don't realize how hilly the terrain is while you're driving, but when you're running, you can feel it. So that was extremely tough, but also very doable. Good morning. It's about 5:30 a.m. I did not sleep last night. I am so stressed about my car situation. I'm trying to have a positive attitude about it, but realistically, it's just not a good spot to be in right now. Hopefully they can get it in today and look at it, and I can move on at least, even if the news isn't good. I'm just in suspense right now. Oh, look, you found a t-shirt that fell on the floor.
Check it out, I'm in the house like carpet. And if there's too many heads in my blunt, I won't spark it. I'll put it in my pocket and save it like rocket fuel. To everybody's gone and it's cool. Then I spark it up with my brother. His mama named him Moan, but I call him Moan Lover. And he's more than a cover, he's a quilt. We're putting shit together like the house that John built on a hill. Cause this shit gonna feel like velvet, turtle. My style fits tighter than a girdle. If you hate it, then you can just leave it like Beaver. But in a day or two, I'll make you a true believer in me. Cause like the alphabet, you'll see that ism kicks a rhyme, not your everyday soliloquy. Like Chef Boyardee, my rhyme is truly cooking. Peace to Matty Rich, cause he's straight out of Brooklyn, New York.
Not quite at work yet, but look at this. We're running a 9-minute average. Been doing that for 3 miles so far. That's like a pretty good like multi-mile time for me. And today we've been doing that while fighting all the hills.
Good morning. Mustache check. Is it good? Are we looking clean? It's currently day... I don't actually know. If there's one thing that's become very apparent to me during this challenge, it's that I'm very bad at keeping track of long periods of time. I'm pretty sure we're in the 20s somewhere. I guess I'll just find out when I organize this footage later. I've got 3 bits of information to tell you guys, 1 neutral, 1 negative, 1 positive. We'll start with the neutral one. Chris has been sending me these cryptic messages like a mysterious anime character. He just said, my journey is going to be different. And then I tried to get him to expand on that, and he just said the same thing again. I don't know if that's a good thing, if like he blew past 6 minutes and now he's going for 5. It could mean that he lost both his legs and now he has to run it on his hands. I have no idea. I guess we'll just find out later. As for the negative bit of information, my car is absolutely f***ed. But on the good end of things, I am currently in South Haven, Michigan with Izzy's family. They've been planning this vacation for a year and decided to bring me along. So we're gonna have a good time this week. Gonna go do beach town things in this beach town, probably eat some food at some point, and just generally be far away from all the car troubles at home. We'll figure that out when we get back. In the meantime, I'm gonna enjoy my time here, but just because I'm away for the week doesn't mean I'm slacking. Okay, I might slack a little bit. I can't just not eat the food here. Look at this food item that I'm eating in the future. I don't even know how it looks right now, but I can see it in my head. And it looks good. We're just gonna enjoy our time here. I'm not gonna skimp out on anything just because I have to cut 15 more seconds out of my mile time within the next 1 to 2 weeks. And yes, we are still running. Going for a beach run.
Got my toes out and everything. That's mile 1 done. Ran about a 7-minute, 50-second mile. In the sand, I feel like that's pretty good. God, dude. way the land just disappears into the horizon. And you're telling me this is a lake? You can't even see the other side of that thing. Could have done a little better on the second mile, but it is what it is. Let's just enjoy the beach, because you guys know how much I love the beach.
Frizz check. Does my hair look crazy? Does it look goofy? Actually, not as bad as I expected. The hair is looking a bit silly right now. What's sillier is my current predicament. It is day 29, I think. Today, I was able to run a 6-minute and 8-second mile, which for all intents and purposes is a very good time. Most people would be pretty satisfied with that. However, that is not the challenge. The challenge is to run a 6-minute mile or less by the end of 35 days, of which I now have less than a week left. Now 8 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but at the moment I am a little concerned because the last mile time I measured was 6 minutes and 13 seconds, meaning in over a week I only shaved off 5 seconds. If you're keeping up with the math here, then you probably see my dilemma. I have less than 1 week left, and if I only shave off 5 more seconds, I will not succeed the challenge. I will admit, during my week-long vacation, I did slack a little bit. I did an okay job of keeping up with my runs. Most of them happened on the beach because that's where we spent most of our time. And I actually have a confession to make. I'm not a big fan of the water, but it did kind of work out because it gave me more of a chance to get some runs in. But clearly, it wasn't enough. So this week, we are locking in. I am running as many miles as I can do. I was originally planning to lock in on my diet as well during this challenge. That didn't happen. Thanks, Olive Garden. So just for this week, we are locking in on that too. We are cutting out all soda, all excess sugar. We've got a lot of work to do and frankly, not enough time to do it. I was kind of hoping to be way more ahead of where I'm at right now, but it is what it is. But I think with enough focus, determination, and pure grit, we can pull it off. Chris will not be leaving me in the dust by that much. It's not like it's a competition. We're both just working towards a common goal to better each of our own lives. I'm getting to that point where I'm just rambling and don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. So I'm gonna wrap up this segment. We are officially locking in, starting now.
Gamers, it's day 34.
Yeah. That was a great take. Chris made it back to Rockford just to race me.
It's true, actually. Yeah.
Just for the race.
Yes, exactly.
How does it feel to be back? How does it feel to be at this point?
You know, it really feels great. A lot of hard work has led up to this moment. I'm a little nervous. I'm very nervous for today, actually.
I'm very nervous too. I drank tons and tons of water and peed like 20 times before coming here. Do you want to reveal how fast you've been able to go?
I'm going to be totally transparent with you right now.
Okay.
It has been a tumultuous month for me. I've seen your stories. They've been so consistent. Dog, I was sick for like 2.5 weeks. I cannot promise the same consistency, but I can promise you that I'm gonna give it my all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we're gonna break 6 minutes today!
You kind of noticed this when we first talked. A part of my challenge as well was to grow out this mustache. How do you...
Oh, hello.
How do you rate this stash? Be completely honest.
It has so much meaning behind it. I remember that call. It was probably me that mentioned my own mustache, but when we decided to do this, we talked about mustaches. And now, standing here in front of me is a mustache.
Just two bros with a mustache. Well, two mustaches. We're not sharing the same one.
Mustaches with the bros.
All right. It's really dark, but we're gonna run this 6-minute mile on this track. Let's go.
Greek God.
Yo, I'm good.
And just like that, the race begins. Off to a strong start. I've got to say, both of our forms looking quite good at this point. I know in some of the footage from the earlier days of this challenge, I was looking pretty goofy while running, but gotta say, looking strong now. Anyway, let me bring you into my mind while I was racing Chris. I really just wanted to try staying ahead of him the entire time. Not too far ahead, but just enough to keep the pressure on the entire time. And then at the end, the goal was to just start going all out and absolutely wipe him. Bit of a cheeky move on my part. You can thank D'Artagnan for that recommendation. And it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge that this, of course, is not a competition, just working towards a common goal. But hey, come on. I spent over 30 days preparing for this moment. I'm gonna show off a little bit. So that was the plan in my head throughout the race, but Chris was no slouch either. He was keeping up just fine, keeping on my tail. There were plenty of points just like this right here where I could sense him catching up behind me, so I would speed up a tad just to widen that gap a little more. As far as what I was feeling at this point, things were going really smoothly. I was running really hard, of course, trying to keep pace ahead of Chris, but it wasn't as bad as I expected. Before this, I would run to my breaking point and still not be able to clear 6 minutes, but here, everything felt unexpectedly not easy, but doable. We were on track, we were on pace, everything was going great until the end of lap 3. And that's when things took an unexpected turn. I lost Chris. We had 1 lap left, and he gassed out. I was left alone on the track. No one to keep me on pace, no one to stay several feet ahead of. But despite this setback, I intended to finish out strong. And I did. I did it. And my final time wasn't just 6 minutes. I ended with a 5:46, 14 seconds faster than the goal time. I felt triumphant, to say the least. But something was missing. I went to check in on Chris.
We're going through 2. I felt great. Backstretch, I felt a little winded, but that's normal. And as soon as we came around here, I saw 2 Daniels in front of me. I was like, oh, that's not good. So mad, dude.
If we sat for a while, let you rest up, would you want to try again? Like, even if you just finish it out, we don't have to hit that 6 minute mark, but even if you just finish it out, I think that would be like triumphant.
Yeah.
Chris and I decided to run another mile. It wasn't a sub 6 minute time, but we were proud that we were both able to at least finish one together. We celebrated with some McDonald's afterwards where they gave us the saltiest fries I've ever had. Dang, those are some salty fries.
No, that's like my mouth is like...
It's like drying up. It's day 35, the final day of the challenge. This is going to be the last mustache check. There we are. There it is. How's it looking? Is it cool? Is it cringe? I don't know how easy it is to tell on here, but I have a lot of white hairs, or maybe they're blonde. I'm not gonna lie, I plucked a bunch out on this side, but this side has quite a bit. This is a little over 35 days of hair growth, 35 days of the challenge, plus a few days before I started recording all of this. I've never grown my mustache hair out this long, and I've gotta say, yeah, that's better. It looked fine, but it's just not really my thing. It's crazy to be here on the final day of the challenge. Those 5 weeks went by fast. I mean, I was running almost every day. On top of all of that, my car broke down on me. That was a huge factor that I didn't think was gonna come into play. Towards the end, I started to have doubts about whether we would be able to achieve a 6 minute mile. But as you guys know, last night we ran a 5:46. 14 seconds faster than the goal time. This challenge was so much fun. It was amazing to just see how much progress I was able to make in something. At the beginning of the challenge, I started with a time of about 7:40, and to cut off 2 minutes from that time in just a month felt really good. And that's not even the whole story. I did a few runs before starting this challenge, and my times were abysmal. I'm talking 10-minute miles, even as low as 12. It just goes to show if you actually work on something, you can see some improvement. I want to make this video as an invitation to try something that you've never done before, something that you never thought you would ever be able to do. It wasn't that long ago that I couldn't even finish a full mile before gassing out, but here we are now. I can absolutely clean a 6-minute mile, and I just overall feel better than I have in a very long time. Not only because I'm probably more physically fit right now than I ever have been in my entire life, but seeing so much progress in this one thing just feels really good. So if there's something you've ever wanted to try, something you've always wanted to be able to do, but never quite gave it a shot for one reason or another, maybe you were scared of failing at it, maybe to you it feels like life just keeps getting in the way. Well, this is my invitation to you to just give it a try. Things might not go exactly the way you want. In fact, I can just about guarantee you that they won't. But you never know how it's gonna turn out without ever giving it a shot. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by the outcome. Don't let anything become an excuse not to do it. And also know that you don't have to do it alone. Make it a collaborative effort. Find people who can guide you, who can help you along the way. Find a friend who's willing to try it out with you. It is so much easier to do something when you're not doing it alone. So I just want to give another huge shout out to D'Artagnan. Dude, your advice was so simple and it just worked so well. You better look out, because I'm coming for your 409. Just you wait. And of course, just massive shout out to Chris. Thank you for doing this with me. You pushed me to work way harder than I would have on my own. And it was actually Chris's idea to do this together. So thank you for making this happen at all in the first place. I'll put all of his links below in the description if you want to subscribe to his channel or follow any of his social media. And yeah, that's the end of this. I succeeded on my end, so I get to hang on to an extra $100. So take that, charity. I'm kidding. Chris donated $100 on his end, and I still donated the $100 that I put up. To be honest, from the beginning, we both said that we were gonna donate the money no matter what. It was just fun to say that we were putting $100 on the line. By the way, we're not officially partnered with these charities in any way. Compassion International is just a charity my mom chose. She grew up in the Philippines without having much herself, so supporting children in need is huge for her. And Chris's choice, the Yes Club, is an organization local to Rockford, another great organization. If you want to donate to either, I'll put the links to both of those in the description as well. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more content, and keep hustling, homies, guys. That was so awkward. I didn't know what to say. I felt like I had to add something else. I don't know. That's the end of the video.